Good evening. The Government Minister and MP for Folkestone and Hythe, Damian Collins, says he's proud of his daughter, whose film looking into the dangers of social media has today been released. Mr Collins has been involved in getting the online safety bill through Parliament. His daughter, Claudia Collins, has spoken to the BBC as the inquest into the death of teenager Molly Russell continues. Now, a warning, you may find some of the issues in Rotunde Yusuf's report distressing.
I hate mirrors. I don't want to be reminded of how ugly and fat I am. Yeah, a lot of it's anorexia tips.
The darker side of social media revealed through the eyes of 15-year-old Claudia Collins. In this new film made for the BBC, she uncovers the devastating impact it's having on the lives of young people like her.
I was staying with one of my friends. I would search through her room to make sure she wasn't harming herself when I was 13, and I'd see suicide notes on my friend's phone when she was 13, and it was you just sort of think, okay, something has to be done.
Over the last few years, we've seen the proliferation of hate speech, harmful content.
Claudia is the daughter of Damian Collins, the Conservative MP for Folkestone and Hythe, who's been campaigning for tech companies to do much more to tackle harmful content.
He misses self-harming?
Yeah. I'll send him a WhatsApp, I'll be at school and I'm like, look, I've just seen this.
Her parents had no idea that anything was wrong. It was only after her death, when they looked at her social media accounts, that they saw the dark world she'd been looking at online.
In 2017, 14-year-old Molly Russell took her own life. It was her story that moved Claudia to speak out.
It's an awful story, but it's a familiar one. It would have been really easy for Molly's story to be one of my friends. It could have, in some universe, it could have been my own.
There is a large portion of young people that are coming through, mainly about body image, and then it can go into bulimia, anorexia. Self-harm, suicide since the pandemic has shot up, and that's really worrying.
It's concerning for Claudia too, but she's using her voice to highlight the issues so that social media can become a much safer place. Yetunde Yusuf, BBC South East Today.
Well, if you've been affected by anything raised in that report, you can find help and support at bbc.co.uk/action line. Now, a year on from the murder of primary school teacher Sabina Nessa, her family have organised a walk of light this evening in her memory. Earlier this year, a vigil was held for the 28-year-old in Eastbourne. 36-year-old Kochi Selamaj, who lived in the town, was sentenced to life for her murder. There has been a special service at Rochester Cathedral to welcome the new bishop. The Right Reverend Dr. Jonathan Gibbs will lead the Church of England Diocese of Rochester, which serves 215 parishes. He will be the 108th Bishop of Rochester. Rail strikes next Saturday means limited services running to and from Gatwick Airport. There'll also be no trains between Three Bridges and Brighton due to engineering works. A replacement bus service will run instead. On to football. Crawley lost 4-1 to Doncaster Rovers and Gillingham were held to a 0-0 draw against Hartlepool. OK, time now for a look at the weather with Kate Kinsella.
Good evening. Today has been a mixture of sunny spells, patchy cloud and one or two showers. This was the scene down in Lewes earlier on today in Kent. You can see quite a bit of cloud, but still some bright and some sunny spells between. Now into this evening, we still could see one or two showers and a little bit of cloud, but the wind gradually starts to veer a little more northwesterly, so they move a little more offshore. Sky clears, temperature drops, of course, single figures 7 Celsius along the coast, though. Still got the breeze, so temperature's a little milder. Bright and sunny start to Sunday. Should be a dry day tomorrow. A bit more cloud moving into the afternoon, especially in the west, and temperatures tomorrow getting up to 18 Celsius. Now that cloud will bring a little bit of rain overnight on Sunday. These fronts moving south, you can see the isobars squeezing together, so the wind starts to strengthen as we head through Monday. Quite an unsettled day, the wind from the north, so it's going to feel cold, and also some spells of rain. Temperatures chilly, and they remain pretty chilly through much of next week.
Oh, it looks like it's getting colder, doesn't it? Now, that is all from me and the rest of the Saturday team. Have a good evening. Goodbye.